Hey, hope everybody's doing okay. I'm making a little video tonight about the new supply, on the narcissist topic. I'm only doing this video. I wasn't planning on doing one. Haven't really, was going to take a break from doing the videos for a little while. Of course, I've been getting on with my life, getting on to new things, and, finding new interest and trying to keep my mind off all that. Not that it doesn't cross my mind every day, because it does, and I don't know how long it's going to be before that stops completely. But yesterday, about 11 o'clock, I got a text from the new supply, of all people. Haven't spoken with the new supply or the narcissist for 4 months. It was back in the summertime. It's November now, so this was back in June when all the nastiness went down, with him shutting the phone off, and they were breaking up. They had broken up 4 times in 4 months, and I think I told pretty much that story where we had compared notes and all that. They were going to the same restaurants, and I was pretty much, my curiosity had been satisfied. I've never looked at the social media since then. Just knowing that they broke up 4 times in 4 months was enough for me. It was enough to tell me that, the relationship's dysfunctional, and it made it a lot easier for me to not look, or worry about what they're doing, or, carry on a little bit with my life. And not only that, she lives very close, and, I see them out occasionally, especially the narcissist. I run into him more than I do her, and it's just got to be ridiculous because she lives so close, Of course, he's invaded her home and body just like he does every other woman he's come across. So, basically he's at her house most of the time, which is close to mine. So, but anyway, I get this text yesterday, and all it said was, "Mark will be texting you soon." So, we know what's up with that. The narc is going to be texting me soon. And when I see this, the pit of my stomach I got that anxiety. It only lasted a few minutes this time. It wasn't like, I didn't engage myself in the conversation. I didn't reply. I found it best probably not to reply. I had plans. I was going out the door. I had things to do. I had plans. So, why let that ruin my day anyway? And I thought it best to not reply. I don't think there's anything else that I should say to her. I've already said everything that I had to say that didn't matter, and she chose to believe the lies that he was telling her. So, what else is there to say? I'm sorry 4 months later they're having issues, and maybe he'll... I really don't think the narcissist is going to contact me. I really don't. I don't think he's going to go that route. I think he blames me, and I find it funny that 4 months ago, when all this nastiness went down that night, I heard gunshots at 1 o'clock in the morning outside, not outside my window, but outside, not far from the house. And I heard, car door and several shots. And I live in the country, so it's not abnormal for people to shoot around here, but it's abnormal to hear a car door and then, somebody shooting off 4 or 5 rounds and jumping in the car and taking off. Well, it just so happened, I heard the same thing. It went on just the night before last at 1 a.m. It woke me up. And I didn't really think much about it, being the narcissist or, anything like that. Yeah, maybe it crossed my mind for a second, but, and I went back to sleep, and it didn't really bother me too bad like it did the 4 months ago. But it just so happens that, they're breaking up again, and I hear shots outside my window again. And the car taking off, and it's 1 a.m., and it's just, I keep a gun with me everywhere I go. Since my house was broken into over a year ago, I do that for my protection. My gun's with me at all times, so, I have protection, but it's just... the not knowing. I don't think the narcissist himself would ever do anything like that, but I know for a fact the narcissist would get a flunky to do something like that, and pay him for, doing it. just probably to scare me or, whatever. I don't know, because he probably blames me for whatever issues he's having right now. Only because I'm sure the new supply has been tortured with the information that I've given her 4 months ago, with the accurate information that I had given her that she's found out along the way for herself. And now she's living the same thing I went through. I didn't think it would even last 4 more months after all that dysfunction, and I didn't really care. I didn't look back to care, of course I see the narcissist, like I said, from time to time, but I'm not looking at the social media. I'm not asking people what's going on over there. I don't want to know. And I didn't want to know. Now, I'm not saying that this little text when I got it yesterday, it was like karma whispering a sweet nothing in my ear. Yeah, it sure was. I even laughed about it. It made me feel a little bit good, because I know there's dysfunction, and I know what I know. And I've seen the lies that he was telling her. He was lying to her more profusely than he was to me, even. Now, anybody, like I said, with half a brain is going to figure that out eventually. It's not going to take that long. So, it's his own fault that he can't keep a relationship. It's not me, and I don't care what he's doing, where he's at, who he's with. I don't care anymore. I really don't. So, I just found it quite gratifying, though, that, at least I do know that there's dysfunction. It's going to continue. It's going to continue. I mean, they're probably back together today. I mean, that's just how they roll. So, the new supply. There's just a lot to talk about there with the new supply. I don't know what she thought I was supposed to reply with that with. If she's doing his clerical work for him, letting me know that he may be, popping up or whatever because he's on the prowl. I'm sure he probably has backup. You're not ever the only one when you're with the narcissist. They usually have backup supply. So I don't really think the narcissist is going to come looking for me. I think he knows that's pretty much going to be a complete waste of his time. So. And I think the main reason she's contacted me to tell me that, I'm going to hear from him is, because I told her the last time we had communicated 4 months ago that, she told me to get over it and that he wasn't worried about me and carry on with my business. And I told her, I said, no, he's not worried about me, not at least until you all break up again. So, that had to weigh heavy on her mind. I just could not imagine with the new supply, knowing everything that I had told her and trying to carry on with this relationship with this man who's continuously lying to her, about pretty much everything, putting on an act, just everything that a narcissist does. And she knew all of this stuff. I couldn't imagine if I had known this and somebody had told me all this stuff that he, that was going to play out, and actually does play out when you're with a narcissist. That would just be torturous to me. There's no way I could have stayed in a relationship just trying to make it work, knowing everything that I had told her. It just would be torturous. I don't know how anybody could carry on and know all that I had told her. And it's not that I want the narcissist for myself. That's not why I told her. I told her to try to protect her. Like I said, they have no regard for your home, your body, nothing. Nothing. And it's sad because she had to figure it out for herself. And then she expects me to carry on a conversation with her after, 4 months. What am I supposed to say to, he's going to be texting me? What am I supposed to say to that? I mean, I don't know. He's probably going to be texting her because she's probably going to be chasing after him to get him back. He's not going to be texting me. I'm out of the cycle. I'm not addicted. She is. So. I just thought I'd throw that out there with the new supply, how this can happen. Um, yeah, it's just a crazy situation, and um, and I just think when things go bad with the narcissist, they're out here raging, they're narking, and when they get angry, they're angry. So, you just got to be careful when you're dealing with a narcissist, no matter if they're in your life still or not, because they are out there narking. They're doing their thing, and they're getting caught with their narking, and they might blame their narking, their extravaganza on you, and you're not even involved. So, I'm just putting that out there too. You just got to really be careful. And I feel for that new supply. She's going through everything I went through, and it's horrible, and she still has a long road ahead of her. If she has spent 8 months with the narcissist, so on and off, it's been very rocky for her, on and off, on and off, on and off. Now the holidays are coming up, so, it's sad when people break up during the holidays. I did it with him quite a bit, almost every holiday, because I didn't want to spend it in misery. So yeah, I didn't respond to the whole situation. I don't think there's anything to discuss, especially with her. I don't need closure with her. I don't need to discuss anything. What I had to tell her didn't matter before. I don't hate the woman. I don't know the woman. All I know is what she's going through. And I know it's not good. That's all I know. So, and there's nothing I have to say about it. I hope she gets out of the situation. I really do. I hope she realizes what's going on. So, I thought that was interesting just to share. You never know when you're going to get that text. And I discussed it some on Facebook in a group that I belong to about narcissism, and everybody's like, oh, why is she not blocked? Why is she not blocked? You should have had her blocked, Well, maybe I should have, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I feel a sense of validation here. And that's kind of what I was waiting to see, if I would ever hear from her again. In the back of my mind, I didn't really expect to hear from her, but it was just, like I said, it's a sense of validation for me to know that, it wasn't me. And to know that she's going through the same thing. And I think he's pretty much triangulated her to the point, with me, and I've not even been in the situation over 4 months now. I haven't, like I said, haven't heard from them. I haven't, spoken to them. Haven't looked at the social media. None of that. None of that. So, just saying. So it'll be interesting if I do hear from the narcissist. But like I said, they have their backup supply. You are not the only one when you're with the narcissist. So he's probably, it might be a lower grade, and he might not want to keep it. I don't know if he's on the hunt. I really don't know what's going on, and it's best that I don't, because if I continue on with any kind of discussion whatsoever, especially with her, and find out, it's just going to keep me in that state of anxiety, and who wants to do that? So, but anyway, I just wanted to share my validation, and just a little bit of sweet satisfaction, not much, but at the same time, it's a lot of mixed feelings. It's not just validation and satisfaction. There's mixed feelings in there about the whole situation. So, just know these narcs out here, they cannot have a relationship. They cannot. Just know that they cannot. If you've been with one, then you know what you went through. They're going through the same thing with the new supply. This is proof. So I just wanted to share it so everybody can feel validated. So I hope everybody has a good evening. Bye-bye.